This is a video that will show you what I think are the weirdest Beastmoon forms. Number 10, Life Croc. Life Croc has the ability to give his friends heals, and this is something that only he can do. He has no way of reviving other than giving his friends heals, which is very expensive, but it's also a unique idea, which I like. He also has another unique part about him, which is that his detonate adds plus 50 if you have a blade. Number 9, Death Colossus. His most unique part is his afterlife, and that's a really strong spell if you can get a blade on that. If you get a blade, this does incredible value because you hit all enemies and you drain from them at the same time. Number 8, Death Cyclops. He is unique because he also has an afterlife, but this time it's a dot and it's a positive afterlife that you put on your friend. He has his other unique part is that he has no big way of dealing damage on the first turn, but he can weakness. At number 7, Myth Croc. His minion can afterlife, and afterlife infinitely on the caster. So that means if you've summoned a minion and it lives one turn, you will never die as long as the minion is on the field. That he has this 1-pip spell that does a very big trap, but it stuns himself, so you can combo that with the minion in the sense that if you were going to be killed and the minion is gonna revive you, you could put the 150 trap and get killed, and then when you are revived, you are no longer stunned because you are dead. So has he has a very big way to boost from people using the taunt spell. So none of the other forms right now have a strong way to boost from taunt other than Myth Croc. Number 6 for uniqueness, Balance Rat. If someone has a blade, you can do it on yourself with this, but you can also do it on someone else, and they will get basically 4 or 5, actually 5 pips. You'll get 5 pips in one turn with this spell. So that's extremely powerful. Extremely powerful in the sense that if you wanna do big combos with giant spells over and over that are high cost, Balance Rat is the best one for this. Another thing is that he can stun for 0 with this card if the enemy has a blade or a weakness. When you can do the weakness and then give yourself pips and then do the AoE. Now number 5, Balance Cyclops. Because he was the first form that had this global spell, which means that he can double everyone's pips every turn, double pip gain, enemy and friends, and this is extremely useful but also risky. On Cyclops, he can shield and blade at the first turn, which is 125 value in total for 0 pips, plus it's protected, the shield, which means it's even higher than 125. However, he pays for all this utility by not being able to do more than 75 damage on the first turn. Number 4, Storm Pig. Storm Pig is unique because it's the only storm form that can revive someone, which means when you are a storm, no one expects you to revive. And Stormpig is the only one that can revive a dead player and hit hard at the same time, 200. And this heal is actually not that bad. I know it looks weak, but think about it. You're doing 50 and then a 50 heal over 10. That means the person gets 100 for sure. And he has this random spell that no one else has, which is Dispel, Weakness, or Infection. The third most unique form, Balance Self, has this spell, which is extremely strong. It can give a damage aura and +2 pips, which means this is it can make anyone you use it on a super strong AoE hitter, and no other form can do this, in the sense that no other form can simultaneously give so many pips and so much damage, and he's the only form that can steal pips, which makes it he can't be countered very easily. He has so many good options to do on the first turn. Second place, Death Draconian. This spell, which is insane. It's completely insane. No other spell like this exists in the normal game that players can use. He can clog the enemy's deck with useless heal over times, which can't be discarded, and then he can leverage the heal over times with discard, which means he can make it so he can make the enemy unable to use their best spells, and maybe even force them to use this. And then he can get extra damage from that, which is powerful if you can do it, but it's not reliable, but it's unique. It's very unique. It's useful against mayhem mobs too, and that's really interesting because it's very high chance of working when you use it against a mayhem mob, like anyone, like a boss or the crab. This will force them to heal, and it's like a high chance, like a mantle, like 50%. And when you use it once, the enemy can start healing non-stop, which means they aren't damaging you. It's like they're stunned, plus they're boosting your own damage, because every time they heal, you can either make them get more damage or steal it and do more damage. So it's as if you are simultaneously stunning them for 0, like Mantle for 0, but you're also getting damage and it's for 0. And it's a high chance that it's gonna happen, and it can't be stopped with a stun block or anything. Like, it can't be stopped. The only weakness is that this is not foolproof. So now the number 1 most unique form, I'd say that is Myth Colossus. He is the only form that truly depends, not truly, but he is the only form that really combos with minions. And minions are one of my favorite things in the game. I think they're very interesting. And what's most unique about this is that his minion can summon another minion, and that minion will do a gigantic AoE on the second turn or the third. And it's an egg. And another very strange and unique thing is that even if the Myth Colossus dies, the egg will stay, unlike any other minion in the game. Plus, another unique thing about him is that most of the time he doesn't rely on outright damage. He uses traps and for most of his damage, or a damage over time, which means that he never usually does direct damage, which I like, because no other form relies on like outside of damage things to do damage. Like it's not direct, which I like because it's a more interesting way to play than most other forms. And the minion combo, you can give pips to your minion, and your minion is actually very useful. The minion can do shields and traps, and it can also summon the egg, which hits. So your minion can do 3 different very useful things. He can steal shields and he can push them to his friends. Honorable mentions, which are also unique, but I couldn't put them on the list because it would be too long. There's so many unique forms in Beastmoon, but other unique forms are Bounce Colossus. Because of his deferred damage over time, he can really, like, he's the only form that has these bombs, which are delayed damage. Storm Minotaur, because he can give hits to his friends. That's very unique. Bounce Minotaur, which is the only form that can summon 7 different minions. I'd say Ice Fairy is a unique one, because she gets a massive boost from minions. She has this pacify, and she's the first form to have it.